we're really excited to share with you some new and updated features in Illustrator. Now, starting with Illustrator on the iPad, I'm going to start off with the pencil tool. I'm going to turn the smoothing all the way up because I got a pretty shaky hand, and I'm just going to draw directly over my sketch. I can start and stop when I need to, and Illustrator really smooths out my line as I go. And in just a short amount of time, I'm actually able to create my sketch as a vector path, which is just really cool because it's totally editable. So let's use Simplify Path to really smooth things out and get rid of some extra points that I don't need. I'm also going to go ahead and increase the stroke width and add rounded caps and corners to really match the style of lettering that I'm looking for. I like this. This is a great start. So what if I want to actually recreate something that's a little more complicated than that? Like say this drawing I did of a flower graphic. But instead of actually drawing it out manually, I'm going to use Illustrator on the iPad's newest feature, Vectorize. With just one button, it's going to actually analyze my sketch and turn it into a vector graphic. So I'm going to change the color. Let's rotate this a bit. I'm going to use the double modifier just to duplicate it a few times into my design. This is starting to look good, but I definitely want to add in some shapes to the background. And we're bringing over some familiar desktop features, one of which is custom brushes. So with just a few simple shapes, I made a vine brush, and I'm going to use that to add in some decorative elements to the background. Now, drawing with a brush in Illustrator really isn't that new to anyone, but doing it on the iPad is a completely different experience. So let me grab the lettering here and bring it forward. And I think I'm going to change the color so it pops a little better. Okay, let's go ahead and move to the desktop. So my file's open on the desktop. The first thing I want to do is just add a little feature to the vine brushes themselves. So I'm going to grab the spiral tool and add a few little fun curly cues here and there. Let's see, maybe one over here and another one over here. Looks pretty good. But what if I want to explore a 3D look in Illustrator? Well, we've been rebuilding and enhancing the 3D features in Illustrator, and I'm going to show you some of those features that are available today as a technology preview. So you can actually go in and take your 2D object, you can add dimension, create depth, use really precise live on-canvas controls to move and rotate. You can add lighting effects. I'm going to go ahead and add a drop shadow here. But I'm actually going to raise the height of the light source so it's a little less dramatic. And I'm going to turn on ray tracing so you can really see those high fidelity 3D effects in action. And this is a vector object, so it has a fill and a stroke. So just by simply changing the stroke color, you can see that adds a cool dimensional effect to your 3D object. I'm really digging where this is at. So now, at this point, I want to share and get feedback. So I can just copy a link here and send it to anyone I want to see the file. They'll be able to view this project on Creative Cloud on the web, which is just the perfect tool for previewing and giving feedback. I can add comments. There's a comments window here. I'm going to go ahead and use the drawing tool to actually circle a little section here. I'm just going to leave myself a note here to fix the spacing. And once I hit submit, that comment is actually attached to my Creative Cloud document. So anywhere I open up the file, I'll be able to see the comments. And when I go back to the desktop and open the new comments panel in Illustrator, I can see the comment. But now what if I want to share the file with someone else to work on it? So I can go up to invite to edit, and I can actually add another collaborator who can open it on the desktop, or he can also open it in Illustrator on the web, which I'm really excited to show you a sneak of, and will be launching as a beta this year at MAX. It's got a modern UI similar to Illustrator on the iPad, and you can see, because it's a cloud doc, my comments are actually in the file still. So I'm actually going to go ahead and fix the little spacing issue I saw earlier. I'll just move this up a little bit. And actually, I just noticed that one of these curly cues, I need to adjust a little bit. So you can see that I'm actually making edits to vector paths in a web browser. So cool. So now you can see that Illustrator is really evolving to let you work in exciting new ways that allow you to really push the limits of your creativity and work super fast. We're really excited and can't wait to see what you create with what's new in Illustrator this year.